Hey moms on the go, we thank you guys for watching. So tonight we are making pescatarian shrimp fried rice. So if you remove the shrimp, it can be vegetarian, okay? And if you remove the shrimp, so we're not using any eggs, so it could be vegan as well. So stay tuned, we are about to get started. So I have my pan over here heating up, and it's been on there for a minute while I try to figure this thing out. So we're going to go ahead and spray a little bit of olive oil. So we're going to go ahead and get that part of it started, and then I'll explain to you guys. Actually, this is grapeseed oil instead of olive oil. So let me show you what I'm using. That's 100% pure grapeseed oil. Okay, so I sprayed a little bit of that, and I'm going to put some onions there for a little bit of seasoning. I usually do bell pepper, but I'm not going to do bell pepper tonight because I don't have any. And then we're going to put a little bit of garlic. So maybe just about a tablespoon of garlic. Actually, a couple. So maybe like a tablespoon and a half. Since my pan is really hot, I'm going to have to wash it because I've had it on for just a little bit while I gathered myself together. And tonight we are having a little bit, I have some wine left over, so a little bit of this Pacific fruit wine, and I purchased this at Aldi. So while I'm cooking and talking to you guys, I'm just going to have what's left over. So this is called Pacific Fruit Vineyard Sweet Peach. It's really good, as you see, but I'm not a big drinker, so it's been a little bit. I've had it for like over a week, I guess. So I need to wash it, because I really don't want to put on the fan, because it'll make too much noise. So right now, that's what we're doing, is just kind of sauteing it together. And that sauteed really fast, again, because I had the pan on before I actually got to you guys. So cheers to our cooking. So again, like I said, we're going to do like a shrimp fried rice. We are not using egg, so it's kind of like a vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, you know, depending on what you throw out and what you keep. So what we're going to do first is we have our shrimp, and we already washed the shrimp. And we also have our rice, which I'm leaving that in the refrigerator until I'm ready for it, because I like it to be cold. I've shredded my carrot, so we have another video where I show you how to use the tool that I use to shred the carrots. So I shredded my carrots, and then we have all of our seasoning out here, and then we have soy sauce, and we have sesame oil, and then we also have like a vegan butter here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to season the shrimp a little bit. Let me get a fork. I just really personally don't like to, this is going to make me start coughing. It's a little bit strong. So I'm going to put, that's Tony Chachere's no salt seasoning. So I use our garlic powder, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion powder. I'm trying to step away so I don't cough too much. Okay, so then I'm going to put my pan back on the heating element. just let that heat up for just a minute. I can hear it already. Then I'm going to put my shrimp on. Okay, then we are going to let the shrimp cook a little bit. Kind of where it gets a little pink, of course, on both sides. I'm just going to spray a little bit of the grapeseed oil and put a little bit more seasoning. Again, the seasoning was the Tony Chachere's, no salt. Have a little bit of minced onion, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of pepper. I have ginger, but that's till after we put the rice in. And then we have onion powder. Okay, so we're just gonna let this do its thing. I'm gonna bring the camera over and let you see it. Okay, there we are, and that's the shrimp cooking. So how is everyone doing? I hope everyone is fine. I know you can't see my face right now, but I can still talk a little bit. So I turn the shrimp over after I see it getting a little bit pink. And then after I finish, after the shrimp gets a little bit pink, I'm going to put them in here. And then I'm going to continue cooking the rest of the items. So, I don't know where everybody is located, but it's hot over here where I am. I kind of miss the cool weather. I don't want to rush anything because there's so much going on in the world. If I do this, you'll be able to see me a little bit as well. So I don't want to rush anything going on in the world, but I miss the coldness. Even not even cold, because I really don't like cold. I like it to be just right. So if the weather can stay to about 60, I'm good. So while I'm here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I like to make a lot of the meals that I make. I like them to be quick. I like cooking, but I don't like spending a lot of time in the kitchen. So meals that have like 10 ingredients and stuff like that, you're probably not going to see me make. Because I like, unless it's something that's quick, and I don't count the seasoning as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients. I count the main items as ingredients. So I don't like a lot of, stuff that I don't have. I like to buy certain things at the store, and I like to be able to use those things at the store, and I like to be able to use them over and over. I don't like have to buy a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of different things that I'm not ever going to use. Alright, so everything that I normally use, you'll see it's going to be the same one. So if you're a student, a single person, married person, whatever, either or, significant other you just like cooking for, this is it. Because I don't like buying a bunch of stuff I'm not going to use for several different things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this off. Just set that aside. And I'm actually going to rinse my pan out because I don't want it to be sticky. Okay, so I'm back, and we're going to have to do a little bit of the onion and a little bit of the grapeseed oil, a little bit of the onion, not much. So that's just maybe a tablespoon of onion. I'm not going to do any more of the garlic. And then while, oh my God, I'm almost forgetting something. Okay, so sometimes when I'm in a hurry cooking and making a video, I forget some of the things that I'm actually going to use. So we're going to use some carrots, so just maybe a little, not even a handful, but just add the carrots and just kind of saute them a little bit. Your burner shouldn't be on high. So just kind of have it on like a medium high. And I'll just put just a little pinch more carrots. Okay, then also what I am going to use is green beans. So this is just a can of green beans. I clean the can and then I rinse them off, right? And here it is. Nothing special. So that's Signature brand, Signature Select, cut green beans. So I just kind of saute them a little bit. And of course, you can add a little bit more seasoning. And just continue stirring that around. I had to turn the AC on so it feels a lot better in here. Since we have all this steam coming up, getting a little bit hot. Sending over the stove without the vent being on, because you always should turn the vent on when you're cooking. Okay, so while that's cooking here, I am going to go ahead and get my rice. So I made my rice ahead of time, and it's a good idea to always do that, make your rice ahead of time. When I do my fried rice, I prefer using the Success rice boil in a bag. For some reason, it just comes out better. So if you want to do that, or if you have regular rice at home that you want to use, it's okay. You can use the rice from your cooker. It turns out just as good. So just make sure you break down the lumps in the rice. I don't know if I'm going to use all of this, but we'll see. This is about, I had like a bag left over from a previous meal of rice, and then I had, I think I put 2 bags in here. I think I may go ahead and just use all of it. That way if we have leftovers, and we'll have something to eat for lunch tomorrow. So always make sure to plan when you're going to use, when you're going to make fried rice. Always plan it, you know, to do your rice earlier in the day or the night before. You know, if you have to work the next morning, just do it the night before. Just to make sure it's good and cold, because it cooks a lot better when you're making fried rice. It cooks a whole lot better than if you're using warm or even room temperature rice. Okay, so the only thing we do now is we keep stirring it up and mixing it up. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the sesame seed oil, and I'm going to pour it at the bottom. This comes out rather slow, so you can pour it on top and at the bottom of your pan as well. That just gives your food like a kind of like a peanutty sesame taste, and I just like the taste that it puts on there. So I'm letting that just kind of cook a little bit on one side. I'm going to get a knife and I'm going to slice a little bit of the butter, the vegan butter. It's kind of getting soft by sitting out. And I'm just going to put some on there. And once I mix this up, I am going to put a little seasoning again. So let's go ahead and do that. So a little bit of seasoning. This is where we're going to add ginger. So here's my ginger, and I'm going to take this side so it comes out a little bit more. So add a little bit of ginger there. I'm going to add a little bit of all of the seasonings. Looks like I'm just about out of my garlic. Did I add this already? I don't know if I did or not, but let's just add a little bit more. And I don't usually use salt on my food, but for the fried rice, I've noticed that it's a lot better when I add salt. So I'm going to add that like a little bit later. Okay. Because when you use sodium, although I have the light sodium, I use that, and I also use reduced sodium tamari. I guess is how you say it. If not, I didn't know. But so I kind of let towel and kind of wipe my area down a little bit. So when you make fried rice, of course, it takes a little bit of manning the stove. So you're going to have to man the stove a little bit while you're here. Not a big deal. You can walk away, you can wash a few dishes. Whatever you'd like to do. Have a sip of your wine if you're drinking. If you're not, water is great. Okay, so let's just watch that for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this stuff away. Like my onions and my garlic and my carrots. Okay, let's go ahead and add our shrimp back in. So whatever's needing to cook for the shrimp, it can be getting hot in here as well. And just so you know, sometimes, or most of the time, I take the tails off of the shrimp. So, just so you know, I do most of the time take the tails off, but tonight, for whatever reason, I didn't feel like it. I wanted to just leave them on there. So again, I'll just tell you quickly, the only thing you're going to need, excuse me, for this recipe is some kind of oil, whether it's the grapeseed oil or butter, margarine, spread, olive oil. You're going to need that. You're going to need all your seasoning. It'd be great if you can get some sesame oil. It'd be great if you either have soy sauce, and I prefer low sodium. I'm trying to eat healthy, and or either you can use the reduced sodium tamari. And that's it, and just your seasonings. And rice, oh yeah, your beans, your carrots. You can buy shredded carrots in a bag, so you don't have to shred them yourself. If you have shrimp or you don't have shrimp, I have recipes on here that, you know, just is the rice, you know, no type of seafood or, you know, anything like that. No egg. And if you want to substitute the green beans for peas or broccoli, anything like that, you can do that. So this is like a one skillet bowl type of meal. Sorry, my throat is kind of scratchy. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more of our, so this was only like not a half of a stick. What is that? Of butter. So, and it is the vegan butter. I can't remember the brand. I wish I would have kept this, but I didn't. I wish I would have kept the container. I think it was, I don't remember, it was a vegan brand. I'll find out and I'll put it in the description so you'll see what kind of butter I'm using. Vegan spread, vegan butter, whatever. I think it might be Earth Balance, or, yeah, that kind of sounds familiar, like it's Earth Balance. I think that's maybe what I used. So I think I have some more. I was going to show you guys here So there you go. So see, I have a lot of seasoning in my cabinets. So, but I just don't like to use a whole bunch of different seasonings, as I said before. So anyway, I'm opening some more garlic powder and putting a little bit more, which reminds me of Benihana's, and you know, they like to put that little garlic on there. And so that's just what I'm doing. My husband always says more, more, more. So that's just what I'm doing, putting more garlic on here. So you want to stir this around often because you don't want it to stick. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of the sea salt. So I have sea salt here. So I'm going to put a little bit and then stir it, and I'm going to put a little bit more. Again, as you notice, I don't usually use salt at all. So if I'm making this, I use it sometimes. I don't use it often at all. I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to just put a little bit more of the butter, and I think that's all. I'm going to put the rest of it up. But somehow I've noticed that when I use a little bit of butter, the vegan butter or whatever I purchase, that it makes this taste a whole lot better as well, right? So I like to make sure and it's not as dry. You know, it gives it a little more yin for the yang. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, since it's kind of been on there a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of this soy sauce. And today I think I'm going to mix it with the tamari. So I'm going to have a little bit of both. And you just put this on as needed, as you like it. Okay, if you want just a little bit, just put a little bit. If you want a lot, just put a lot more. But I'm going to say I may have put like a third, maybe not even a third of a cup. I guess maybe a third of a cup. Whoops. I am spilling it everywhere. Let's see. So most of this video is actually waiting than it is cooking. Right, so we're waiting on this and stirring it. And if you want to, also you can put like red pepper flakes if you want it spicy, but I'm not going to put that in there because I'm probably the only one that likes it that spicy, so I'm not going to put that on there. And if I want it, I'll put it on my individual plate. All right, like it's a pizza. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we appreciate each and every one of you. The videos on here, again, they're going to be quick but good. We're going to do we've done reviews of other recipes. If you have a recipe and it doesn't have 15 ingredients, then let us know and we'd be happy to try it out. Other than that, we make quick, you know, so if you're single, if you're a student, you know, or if you have a family and you just don't like to do a bunch of Thanksgiving type meals, we try to do healthy meals. Sometimes we have fun. This is not so healthy, but, you know. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because we are finished. And, you know, occasionally I'll come back and I'll stir this again. So, here we are. I just want to put, when I take a picture, I want to put some of the shrimp, you know, towards the top. So you know what it looks like. And that's it. So cheers. Thank you for cooking with me. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Come back to see us. Bye.